Sometimes it's not sin that hardens our hearts, it's disappointment. Unanswered prayers, delayed breakthroughs, moments where God feels silent. Rachel prayed for years for healing. She believed, she fasted, others prayed too, but nothing changed. Slowly, her heart whispered, maybe God doesn't care. Maybe his promises aren't for me. On the outside, she still went to church, but inside her heart was drifting. James worked hard, tithed faithfully, prayed for a financial breakthrough. But every time he saved, another crisis came. He started thinking, what's the point of trusting God? He never shows up for me. Without realizing it, his heart was being hardened by disappointment. The Bible warns us in Hebrews 3:12, 13. See to it, brothers and sisters, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God, but encourage one another daily, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. How do you know if your heart is hardening? When you no longer expect God to move, when prayer feels like duty, not hope, when you feel bitter, seeing others receive what you've been waiting for, when God's promises feel distant or irrelevant. This is how unbelief quietly builds a wall in our hearts. But there's good news. God doesn't leave us in our hardness. A change begins when we admit, Lord, I've let disappointment harden my heart. Forgive me. Repentance doesn't mean ignoring the pain, it means bringing it honestly to God, surrendering our expectations and choosing to trust him again. This is why Hebrews 3:13 tells us to encourage one another daily. Your words, your prayers, your presence could be the very thing that softens a hardened heart. We don't fight disappointment alone. Has your heart grown cold because of unanswered prayers? Today, you can pray, Lord, soften my heart again. Teach me to trust, even when I don't see the answer yet. Disappointment doesn't have to define your faith. Repentance restores hope and keeps us close to the living God.